It's the NFL on EA Sports, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Rams, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25.
If you're a freeway fan, we're just east of the 405, one of the modern jewels of the NFL. Beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen up here in the booth. And Greg, this is one of those games that a little old school. Maybe if it was in black and white, it would be fitting, right? We got a couple of teams who have to hand it off and see their running backs do it on the ground.
It's just so cool, and you mentioned it, Mike. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, this would have been the norm on any given weekend, but we're seeing the game trend to more of a passing-style offense. If you want to score points, it mostly comes through the air. So for these two kind of throwback offenses that rely so heavily on their running backs, for anybody that loves old-school power football, I think we're in for a treat.
About ready to get this one started. Amy Fairbairn ready to kick it off. And off we go from SoFi. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Rams offense taking the field for the first time. They're led by former #1 overall pick and Super Bowl champion with the Rams, Matthew Stafford.
Stafford was one of those guys, Mike, that I think through the first half of his career was probably the most underappreciated quarterback in the entire league. The talent was always undeniable. But when he was constantly discredited for was just the fact that he was on some really bad teams that were left to play really irrelevant football down the stretch. Immediately changed that narrative the second he joined a championship roster. Now, he's just trying to see if he can add some more hardware to that resume and solidify that legacy even further.
His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
In danger of an opening 3 and out, they face 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
That's fielded at about the 18. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. They're led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. From Ohio State, it's C.J. Stroud.
You could certainly make the case, Mike, that he had one of the best rookie seasons by a quarterback in NFL history. Not so much just his personal play, but he has completely rejuvenated that Houston Texans locker room and that Houston Texans organization. It was incredible watching him as a rookie. I'll tell you what, though, I think he's even more capable here in his 2nd year under center.
And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Here's 2nd and 2. From the gun, here's Stroud. He'll spot his big tight end. That's Dalton Schultz. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
Well, there's fast starts, Mike, and then there's this. It just seems like it's completion after completion, and now they find themselves in plus territory. Every team has their fringe red zone down to their red zone plan, and once you cross midfield, you got to be thinking 6, at the worst 3, but you're coming away with points.
Stroud to throw here on first down. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face second down and 7. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield.
Well, Mike, the other day we heard how the offensive coordinator wanted to start fast offensively, but here so far, it's been the pass rush and the defense who's gotten out to the quick start.
So, on fourth down, on comes Tommy Townsend to punt for Houston. And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The Rams offense ready to see the football for the second time. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. First carry here for Kyron Williams. And not much space there. Only up to about the 8. Here's a 2nd and 9. Stafford. Here's a screen sent up to Williams. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. They'll try to run for it with Williams. And he's going to have a Rams first down. He has it by plenty as they keep the drive alive here on 3rd and inches.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. In motion, it's the tight end, Higbee. First down, Stafford. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
A give, and here comes Williams. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Here's Stafford. throw to the right flat. It is caught. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. Fourth down coming up.
Man, what a big-time play here by the corner. It feels like he knew that play was coming before the ball was even snapped. You can see he sticks his foot in the ground and bursts. He ends that play before it even has a chance to get started.
Here's Ethan Evans now. And he's on to punt for the second time in this opening quarter. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Texans offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. To throw is Stroud. To the left side, and caught by Schultz. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
I'm not sure what was the more difficult aspect of the play, winning his route versus man coverage or catching this pass, because that quarterback, he put a little extra sauce on that one to get it there on time, and he's able to secure a really nice catch.
And now the first carry for Joe Mixon. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line.
I think it's clear this is something this offense wants to major in, the ability to run the ball effectively against this defense. And after that big gain, you have to imagine they're going to come back to it and dare him to stop it.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Stroud going to set up to throw. A short throw pulled in by Schultz. And after the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
2nd and a yard. Here's Stroud. That's caught. It's Joe Mixon. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
And he'll be taken down, and that's going to do it. That's the last play of the 1st quarter. So that'll do it for a fast-moving 1st quarter of play. 0-0 is the score. We're back in Southern California in a moment. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Stroud to throw. That's into the hands of Diggs. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
They'll run here with Mixon. Down to the goal line. No signal. Is he in? They'll say it did not break the play, but a real solid gain on 1st and goal. Now here's 2nd and goal. Throwing is Stroud. And he will fight his way to the end zone. C.J. Stroud. Touchdown, Houston.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and They come away with 6, so that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Now Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Texans will take a 7-0 lead. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. The Rams offense getting set to get back to work. They'll be hoping to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 our score as this drive begins with a first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Stafford. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel in. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Out of the shotgun, they give it to Williams. 18 yards on the pickup there. Good for a Rams first down.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. The motion man is Nakua. On first down, right back to Williams. And they're going to get him down this time. Not as easy as the last carry. This time they drop him behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd down.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
3rd and long. Stafford now. They'll try to set up the screen here. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. It's 4th down. On comes the punter now, as he is on to punt for the Rams. And that's going to work out well. Out of bounds, and they mark it inside the 5-yard line. The Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. On first down, they'll start with Mixon. Room to run past the 15. And so much for being backed up, he takes this beyond the 25-yard line.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
On first down, it's Stroud. That's into the hands of Dell on the right side. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Just take what the defense is giving you. You can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game. Now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
Over the middle, he's got the tight end Schultz.
This play is actually really well defended here, but I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for first and 10. Off the play fake, here's Stroud. That'll be taken in by Mixon.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
They'll run with Mixon. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
On first and 10, here's Stroud. He'll check this down to the running back. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Two minutes remaining. First half in a 7-0 game. Greg and I return to SoFi Stadium after a short break. Stroud to throw here on first and 10. He's got it inside the 5. And the Texans are going to have a first and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. And this is such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game. And they're knocking on the door here, first and goal. At the very least, got to come away with some points. A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Line of scrimmage remains the 4-yard line. It's second and goal. From the gun, here's Stroud. And he'll get about halfway there. It's a gain of 2, down to the 2.
Coming into the game, this is something defensively you have to be aware of. This quarterback gets a chance and he sees some daylight. He's going to try to take it in on his own, but not in this case. They were quick to react, stop him short. Now brings up third and goal.
The Texans going to go ahead and use their first time out here. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half. Once more from the 2, third and goal. On play action, Stroud. And he's not going to get away. They'll stop him back at the 3. Interesting decision. A field goal makes it a 2-score game. They're going to keep the hammer down and go for it on 4th and goal. Oh, the blitz gets there. He is sacked, and they will turn it over on downs.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on.
The Rams offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. That's to the sideline and intercepted. Picked off by the rookie out of Southern California. The pick 6 for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see, and it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there, because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment. Uplifting for them. Big momentum building.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense. You get yourself an easy touchdown. All of a sudden, your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
Makes the score Texans 14, Rams nothing.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Rams offense can see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
One final throw before the break. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we come to halftime in this 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you over to Orlando, our EA Sports halftime report with the coach. Jonathan, all yours.
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the halftime report. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. On the return, it's Dameon Pierce. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Texans offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. Here's 1st and 10. Stroud gonna tuck this one on the zone read. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
2nd down, here's a run, and here's Mixon. And he's pushing tacklers away as he takes it forward for a gain of 9.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Stroud. That's caught, left side, it's complete. And it'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
Well, they finally are able to convert on a 3rd down. And, Mike, when you look back at a box score, some of the biggest indications of how well the game went, of course, you don't want to turn the ball over. How do you execute in the red zone? And then how are you on 3rd down? 3rd downs typically lead to long drives. Long drives tend to lead to points. It's not a real complicated formula. Stay on the field. The more snaps, the more plays, the better.
They'll go play action with Stroud. Working his way open, that's Schultz. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
This is a great example of why teams want to stay out of what they call passing downs, where a defense doesn't have to honor the run. In this case, they do, and man, the play-action pass just works off of that and can really lead to some chunk plays.
He's got his man. That's Nico Collins. And he'll be out of bounds all the way down at the 10. It's a gain of 26, and it'll set up 1st and goal.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down.
So I don't think his fullback was his primary option on that play, but a really nice job by the quarterback, working quickly through his progression, getting the ball down to his big fullback, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
Ball at the 3, 2nd down, and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to go backwards, taken down at the 6.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. That's hauled in at the 2. Trying to reach for the goal line, but he's going to come up just short. Wow, it's going to set up 4th down.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. Here's Smith to return it. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The home team's offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive as they'll begin here with first down. The drive begins with a run by Williams. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
At this point in the game, Mike, we just haven't seen a lot of fire out of this offense. Here's another run, simple handoff, no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Stafford. That one on target to Cup. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Throw it on 3rd down, Stafford. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
Punt team headed out for the Rams. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. This brought him out past the 20. Oh, looked like he may have had a seam for a moment, but he's taken down after a solid return. The Texans offense and their running back set to go once more. The lead is 17 as they try to maybe pull away in this one. It is 1st and 10. They'll send a tight end in motion. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Stroud gonna set up to throw. Look at that. Slinged it across his body and connected.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Man in motion, it's Diggs. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
This is where the playmaking ability almost can be a detriment to a running quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs. Sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play. And good job by the defenders tracking him down and took him down for a loss.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Stroud. That's That's caught downfield by Diggs. A pickup there of 25 yards. First down for Houston.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
The tackle made at the 24-yard line. Again, brings up 2nd and 1.
So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Here's Stroud. That one underneath here to Mixon. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back in the check down. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
A 2nd down throw for Stroud. Open man, the tight end, Brevin Jordan. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Throw across his body is complete. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Texans open it up a bit further. They now lead 20-0.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. This taken at the 5. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. Here come the Rams as their offense trots back onto the field. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Stafford now. Throw right side, hauled in by Cup. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
The receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
That's into the hands of Jordan Whittington. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass, get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Stafford to throw again. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
They were able to complete this pass, but how often do we see these running backs run these angle routes and they catch it in stride and run a hole through the defense? So, I know the defense gave up some yards here, but it could have been a lot worse.
Again, it's Stafford. Right back to Williams. They connect again. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike. You never go broke taking a profit. Give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back, allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
They'll throw once more. Here's Stafford. That is brought in at the 10. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Ball resting on the 9. First down and goal. To the air again. Stafford. And that is incomplete. But now a penalty flag comes in late. He might have been caught with his hands in the cookie jar.
Automatic first down.
The defense still arguing about that pass interference call, but their focus needs to be a stop. They face first and goal. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Puka Nacua. Touchdown, L.A.
Well, after being shut out in the first half, it has to feel good for this offense, Mike, to just get on the board, get something going. But now the question we have to ask is there enough time to come all the way back?
Yeah, just some belief, right, Greg? Just let's watch these guys on the next few drives. Did that give them a little belief that they can stay in this game? Best way to start with that score. Joshua Carney comes out now for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Rams are able to cut into the deficit. This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick. He's inside the 40.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
C.J. Stroud and the Houston offense set to get going again. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. They will work the middle with Mixon. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll go right back to Mixon. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. Picked off by Quinton Lake. And the Rams will take over here just past the 30.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The home team's offense ready for this next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. A shotgun snap to Stafford. Open man is Robinson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Now, 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. He's going to look deep, going to Cup. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Cooper Kupp was the intended receiver. 3rd down coming up. Out of the gun, Stafford. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
In these critical moments of the game, Mike, you always turn to your best players, and that's exactly what they did here, and they just weren't able to connect. Give this defense a lot of credit. They knew when it was crunch time, where did this quarterback want to look? And they were ready, and they took him away.
And he's going to go down. The pressure, once again, too much. And that should wrap this one up.
All right, Mike, so in this situation, a defensive coordinator has 2 options. You can sit back and play the pass, or you can be aggressive and go after the quarterback. In this case, they chose the latter, and that's why they were able to force the turnover on downs.
The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They start with the lead and the football. They do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. The Rams use their third and final timeout as they get it with just under a minute to go in this football game. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.